Hello, and welcome to a worthy episode of the Drywall Podcast. Today, we have another first-timer on the show. Let's give a warm Drywall Podcast welcome to Brandon Shute of Shute Drywall out of Evansville, Indiana. Brandon and I met back at the Build 25 show in Charlotte, North Carolina. We discussed his proximity to Amish country. We talk about his father, Randy Shute, R.I.P., and we talk about their use of the Porta-Cable vacuum sander. We get his take on attending the Build 25 show for the first time. We talk about relationships, but we also talk about new finishes that he's working on and how he works through adversity in the trade.
I came back. So basically, I started switching more over to the tools in Denver. I became a foreman up there. I'd actually got carpal tunnel. So it got to the point where, like, I could only use tools, and then we had another crew that would come in. So basically, we would run all of the auto, and then hand workers would come in and then do what they had to do. So basically we run tools, and then our hand guys, a crew of finishers, would come in and run things by hand. And it all just depended on the foreman, whether they wanted to run, the angle heads, or they wanted, the guys to run, by hand. Because we had
people poo-poo the idea of like skimming out after the box, but it really makes it look nice. I mean, you can make it look really nice with just the box, but like if you can afford it and you got a dude extra hand, and you can have somebody like just skim over that thing behind you.
Oh yeah.
It really makes it tight. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We get deep into the conversation of creating art with various materials and just simply making art. We also talk about offset knives and inside angles technique, and we talk a little bit about Fresco Harmony and how he's trying to sell it and some aspects of selling Fresco Harmony. That switches into a fantastic sales conversation, all on this, the 145th episode of the Drywall Podcast. And now we get to one of my favorite parts of the show, introducing our sponsor. How about we take a little adventure and go see our friends at East Coast Drywall Tools? Never heard of them? Well, now you have. Shout out to East Coast for sponsoring the Drywall Podcast in the month of September. It's because of sponsors like East Coast that I get to bring you sweet interviews like the interview with Brandon. If you're looking for automatic drywall tools or just need parts or service on your existing tools, East Coast Drywall Tools has you covered. They have a wide selection of automatic drywall finishing tools, abrasive knives, not abrasive knives, but abrasives and knives, and stilts. You'll also find a good selection of professionally refurbished tools at discounted prices. Shipping over $100 is free. East Coast Drywall Tools has over 35 years of experience servicing automatic tools, repairing most major brands, including but not limited to Drywall Master, Tape Tech, Level 5, Columbia, Blue Line, and Tape Pro. You'll be kept updated through the repair process, and you can always call for questions or updates. Visit eastcoastdrywall.com for tools or information on repairs. But for now, someone I consider to be my newest friend in the drywall industry. Great guy, great conversationalist. You're going to like this conversation. Brandon Shute of Shute Drywall out of Evansville, Indiana. Let's get into it.
What's up, man?
There he is. Got your game face on? You ready to play?
Oh, yeah. Always ready to play.
You're kind of a workout guy.
A little bit.
Nice. How you doing this morning?
Good, man. Um, Dealing with some back issues, hip issues, but I'm coming out of it. So I'm feeling super great, dude.
Good.
Have you ever saw those vibration plates?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Like you stand on them?
Yeah.
Yeah. They say that those are good for bone density.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
there's a place here called OsteoStrong something,
Mm,
and
yeah.
they're nothing but bone density. Like they have all these
Really?
weird machines that work on bone density.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah. I
your
mean,
bone,
it's good for like core, but like, I mean, basically, I mean, your bones will grow to what it needs to withhold.
I love it. Hello and welcome to a bony episode of the Drywall Podcast. It probably won't be bony.
You doing good?
I'm doing okay today. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go camping Thursday.
Really?
So, yeah, I have an annual camp out. There's videos on my YouTube page, Nick Harmon YouTube. I do like videography of the camps that we do. We've been doing it for over 10 years, like this little crew.
You got some lights all set up for it?
Lights,
Yeah. Like, man, you need some cool lights.
lights, like a
Yeah.
headlamp.
No, like LEDs and man, I go to this camp place out by French Lick, and you can rent these teepees. And dude, they are so cool, man. We'll decorate it with LED, bunch of LEDs. I mean, it is
Ah.
cool. It
No,
is super cool.
this is backpacking, like so.
Oh, so you're traveling with your tent.
Yeah, everything, dude. Food, tent, water
That's without
purifier.
electricity, then.
Yeah, carry these little chargers for my phone so that I can do videography, but we're
Yeah.
generally off the grid.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, it's just complete sever like reality and go into the woods.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
generally we don't even see anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Brandon, shoot drywall. You and I finally got to meet. You're close to Chad Hesser.
Yep.
You and Chad are in the same area, kind of.
Yes. Yep. Kind of. Yeah. We're about, I think, 2.5 hours from each other, give or take.
Okay, what town are you in?
Evansville, Indiana. So different state, even.
Okay,
But he's actually kind of somewhat close to where I'm actually from. Um,
okay.
where I'm from is like a town of 700. So the business
Yeah,
is booming.
yeah. Land. I think of like Newton, Illinois,
Yeah.
and like is that considered Midwest?
Yeah. I'm pretty certain. Yeah.
Okay. And then it's just like land, you know.
I'm actually probably about 30 minutes from the Amish.
Oh wow.
So, which it is kind of close to Champaign. It's about an hour from Champaign.
Have you ever like raised a barn with the Amish people?
No, no, but that would be
Do
cool.
do they interact with like the normal worldlies?
I
I
guess
mean,
that
because
would be
you probably
a minute.
live amongst them if you're that close.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, we'll see them in places every now and then. You
Yeah.
know,
They have
uh,
like
definitely.
bonnets.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's actually we was at Holiday World a couple months ago, and there was some Amish there, and I think they was even in their pants. I don't even. I mean, I think they try to get out, which I mean, once they hit like 17 years old, I think it is, like they have an area to where like so much time to where they can figure out like, hey, do I want to stay in this tradition or not? You
Yeah, I
know?
think there's a like a show on that, like the
Yeah,
Amish
yeah.
people.
in a college, we used to party with them here and there, because they come out, to play
and they go crazy like during this interim where they're figuring out they're like sowing their oats.
They're wild. I mean, there was one time we went to a big Amish party, and man, they brought all their couches out of their house and threw them into the campfire.
Crazy. It doesn't matter too because they can build more.
Yeah.
It was wild. You got an Amish connection store close to you there?
So actually, like the closest I get to there, like I'll see them pretty often. Like if I go up, so there's a place near Champaign. I think it's Tuscola, but they have a drywall store there. Okay. And this guy, my dad knew him super good. Dad would take in a porter cable in there, to him, and he's like the only guy that really, could work on these porter cables. And that's what Dad worked with a lot, was these porter cables. I mean, doing remodels and repairs, I mean, a porter cable was nice, just cut down on that dust. I mean, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, like that's what we had was a porter cable, so.
Porter cable preceded the Festool. I would imagine the Festool is next.
Yes.
So we're talking about, in case you don't know, we're talking about handheld vacuum sanders. So you're saying porter cable, huh?
Yeah, they're sanders. But I mean, what's really weird too is I saw a thing here a while back. Well, I mean, like it really clicked. I was like, no, Festool calls theirs, a 9-inch planer.
Okay.
So being a planer, it makes sense. But it's 9 inches, but yeah.
Not to be confused with a planner, being a planner. Totally different. I know.
Yeah. Oh, planner. Yeah. Planner.
Brandon and I met. We'll change gears a little bit. We'll get back to the sander. That's a decent conversation. Do you probably still use a porter cable? No.
Festool is what I use.
Use Festool now. Brandon and I got to meet. I had maybe heard of you through Chad. You went and worked with Chad, and Chad's like, you got to meet Brandon. Like, he's a cool dude. And then you ended up going to the Charlotte AWCI Build 25 show.
Yep.
And we stayed in an Airbnb there together. And that was cool. We got to meet, hang out, meet some people. It was fun.
Absolutely. Good
See all that cool stuff. What did you think of? That was the first time you had been to that show, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What'd you think?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was a lot of good connections. It was good to see fellow finishers, and just see, just like little stuff, like my discuss. Like I met Matt A-Ray. Or I might be pronouncing his last name wrong. I think
it's Ari. I said Ari on our episode, and maybe I get corrected. It's either Ari or Ari, but I want to say Ari. But
just little stuff, like Chad and I was, discussing, some things, just like the mud shot, and he hadn't really ever messed with it much. I had met Chad through basically Jesse.
Okay.
Jesse worked for me years ago. We're still super close.
Good guy, good finisher.
Oh, yeah.
He's fun to work. I got to work with him in Effingham, and he's really fun to work with.
Yeah.
We were racing. We were racing like the other dudes. I was like, let's go, dude. Let's play. And he came here too to do Fresco, and just puts his head down and works, man.
Yeah. He's super easygoing.
Those Midwest people, like, they're good workers. Like the ones that I've worked with, anyways, they come and it's like I'm always nervous, but like the whole Hesher family, it's like you just turn them loose on a job, and it's like I come back and it's like, oh, okay, this is the amount of shit that I expected to be done. It's done.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like that.
That's good.
Simple.
That's good. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, really, it should be simple. You know, I mean,
so go ahead. Sorry, Jesse. You knew Chad through Jesse?
Yeah. I knew Chad through Jesse. He had mentioned some things, you know, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to meet Chad, you know. And so yeah, we were there. I was talking to Matt A-Ray, and Chad and I hadn't really. We've kind of discussed several things, you know, in different areas, and he had never really got to use the mud shot, you know, and just little things like with the.
Can you explain for me and our listeners real quick what the mud shot is?
So basically, it's a angle pump that's built like a bazooka. So basically, you know,
got that clear tube.
Yes, the big tube. It holds plenty of mud. I'd say probably like 7 times, maybe 6 times the amount of mud that the corner box actually, you know, holds.
I only ever used a corner box. You like it? You like the mud shot better than a corner box?
Yes, absolutely. I have I think it's the mud shot is what no, I actually have the Tape Tech version, and it was the first version. But you got to twist it. I can't twist it. I broke my wrist. I fell down a flight of stairs with a bazooka. Broke it. So like it was really weird to like twist it, you know. Okay. I did get one from Techno Banjo. I got like 3 different ones, and you basically just push. Okay. It comes with flusher heads, and it works excellent.
And that's is that compatible with the Can-Am?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, it just goes right on the end, you know, like a little bitty ball.
Okay.
But I mean, I think a lot of stuff, you know, because Chad hadn't really used one of those before, and I haven't, you know, at the time, just because, you know, I couldn't twist the thing. So my guys would, you know, run it, and I mean, it was so much faster. We actually pump our angles one time. So we tape them, glaze them, run them. We run, you know, 2 coats on our tri-corners, of course, you know, to clean those up.
Yeah.
But besides that, I mean, you know, I see a lot of guys run them twice, and I don't get it, you know. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff that, you know, I mean, that's the thing with drywall, you know.
Even for smooth finish, you're just running them once. Do you think do you think the mud shot leaves a little better fill?
Well, it just depends on what head you are glazing with. You know, I mean, if you think about it, you know, you are insetting into the bevel of the flats, or, well, I mean, normally it's a butt, you know. Yeah. Well, in a sense of a butt, into that angle. So really, it's just all into the bevel that you're actually kind of putting in with that glazing head. You know, so I found, you know, with like the angle box, I'd have to go up 1 inch. Well, I think it's 1 inch. Yeah, 1 inch. But with like the mud shot and whatever the Tape Tech one was, I'd have to go up like a 1/2 inch. Okay. And it left the right amount of mud. You know, I mean, it left plenty of mud, but I think it's just the techniques of, you know, pushing mud into an angle, you know, compared to a mechanical head sitting on there and releasing how it's set to, you know.
Okay, so you had some sort of connection with the mud shot and Chad at the show. Yeah. What were you saying about that?
He hadn't really used one before. I hadn't, you know, and I've saw it run 1,000 times, but I never really realized, you know, what angle the tip of that mud shot goes in there, you know, because it's pointed and it's at an angle. So knowing, you know, what angle is best when pushing, you know, does it work better like this, or does it work, you know, better backwards, you know? And so just little stuff like that, you know, that, I mean, because normally you have 1,000 questions about, you know, a piece of equipment, And I mean, most of it you just figure it out, and that's normally the best way for a bunch of us finishers is just doing it ourselves,
Cool.
But,
so that was one of your big takeaways from the show was this new appreciation for the mud shot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. And which mud shot are you running now? Which brand?
The Techno Banjo.
Okay. That's the one you like the best. They had a booth there at the show?
No. I actually reached out to them. Basically, I was looking for a banjo that, well, basically something that didn't take as much prep work as a bazooka. I was stuck between the North Star one and this Techno Banjo. So basically, It has a wheel on it, just like a bazooka.
Yeah.
There are some things that, I mean, it doesn't have like an auto feed, you do have to pull on it, but I mean, you set it on the wall and you go. I mean, of course you don't have, your mud storage like you do with the bazooka, but
kind of like a hybrid bazooka. Yeah. Like I call them trainee bazookas, but like,
that's excellent.
Mike was correcting me in that there's like reasons why you would run these hybrid sort of bazooka banjos. I don't know. Gateway drug
repairs and remodels, you know what I mean?
Right. Smaller stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, seal it up, and have it ready for the next one, and
yeah.
Because that's really what a lot of the repairs and remodels are is, getting in and out. There's a lot of time in prep, a lot of time in cleanup. I mean, as far as us, shoot drywall, we prep very well. We clean very well. But I mean, that's what customers want.
Yeah, let's back up a little bit. I want to get into the history of Brandon Shoot and how you got into the trade. What was it? Are you first generation?
Second generation.
You're second generation. Your dad was a finisher. That's right. Because he used the Porta cable. So I assume you started working with your dad at a young age, right?
Yeah. I was about 14 running screws. That's basically what I did for a good while.
Yeah.
Got on the stills when I was 16.
Yeah.
Never remember dates, but I do remember I was 16 when I got on stills.
Okay. So pretty young, probably spinning outlets, like that sort of thing. Dad was probably happy to have you on the job, and you were doing primarily new construction?
I mean, really about everything, new construction, remodels, patchwork. Yeah.
Yeah, just whatever. What was the name of that company at the time?
Shoot Drywall.
That was Shoot Drywall. And what's your dad's name?
Randy. Shoot.
Randy. Shout out to Randy. How's he doing now?
He passed about 7 years ago.
Okay.
Ish, 7, 8 years ago. So
R.I.P. Randy.
Yep.
Was that tough for you, losing your dad?
Yeah. He was actually working with me for working for me for a good while, probably a couple of years. I had moved out to Colorado for about 5-6 years. And I actually moved back because my mother was getting, older. She was like 65. Okay. And I didn't really talk to my father a whole lot. Like while I was out there, probably 2 or 3 years, I didn't talk to him, I mean, that's all we did together really is work, go to car shows. And that's what we did.
Yeah.
And, I got back and, we got back together. I mean, good, and really started, trying to understand each other. And,
okay.
I mean, we did several projects, together when we got back. And, it was really that time, and so, yeah.
Where were you in Colorado?
Denver, but mostly around Boulder.
Okay, so you did a little drywall out in Colorado for a few years. You come back, maybe your parents are getting a little older, so you come back and you get to have a little bit of quality time with your dad. Did something happen? Did he get some type of illness?
No, just heart related. My
Okay.
grandma and grandfather both, passed due to heart issues.
Okay.
So
All right.
he had
How how old was
just a
he?
lot of stress, with it.
Yeah.
I think he was 64.
Pretty young. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
sure.
mom,
I
how's
mean, he was
mom?
still hard at it. She's good. I think she's like 78.
Okay.
Um, I mean, hard at it still. So
Yeah. They were together when your dad passed?
no,
No. Okay.
no, no. They've been divorced since I was about 5. So
Okay. Old hat. You any siblings?
I have 3 older sisters.
Oh my God. So you're good. Suffice it to say, you're good with women.
Yeah, I'm decent. Decent.
Oh
But I
my
mean,
gosh, 3 older sisters. Holy mackerel.
yeah, I've learned to collect myself, and I know when to keep a distance, and no one else
Yeah.
keep a distance.
Yeah, my son has all his friends are like, because my friends all had girls and they're all
Uh,
like the same age. So like what he hangs out with them, like because
yeah,
we're
oh yeah.
friends. I'll go do ice baths with my buddy Grant and his daughters. They boss him around. They make him play dolls. Like he just, he's, and I'm just like looking at, and I'm like, he is gonna be so good with women when he gets older.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which I think is just really important, just being able to read, I mean, everyone's different, of course, but
Yeah.
a woman's different, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so are we, I
No
guess.
shame. No shame, man. Speak freely on the Drywall Podcast. They're nuts, dude. Hey, and if you're listening and you're a woman, just maybe just hit the fast forward button. I don't
just,
know. I don't know. You could say the
just
same thing.
realize that we are different,
Yeah, men are idiots. Women, they're difficult. Whatever.
Yep, yep, yep.
Oh,
We're all
yeah,
different.
yeah. We'll
We're
move
all
on.
different.
But that's cool. You got 3 older sisters. I have an older sister. Love her. We're
Yep.
buds. I'm sure you're close with all of them. They probably love having you. Are you in relationship? Yeah?
I actually met someone here a while back. My past relationship was, I got out of it about 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Just took a big break,
Yeah.
just, one thing I learned is detachment, because we get in these relationships and we start forming these entities as one, thinking that, well, we only know ourselves with this other individual, so really
Yeah.
practicing that detachment. Trust will help that, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, because I mean, as soon as I got out of that relationship, I kind of started putting a pause, to the business a little bit. Started building a boat, I was like, well, we need more family
Cool.
time, and I want a boat, and so there I learned a lot of fiberglass, so
Now, yeah, you're not. Are you building a boat like not like because Bernie, like, he like sculpted a canoe out of wood like crazy. Like you're building a boat from scratch?
no, so I guess you can say rebuilding a boat.
Right. I
Um,
think I've seen pictures, but like you're
yeah,
rebuilding the engine and making it
yeah.
all nice.
Well, so the floor was weak, like in one little spot. So in the factory, what happens is they actually will put all the wood in and then put the fiberglass as a shell, like one shell over across, everything.
Okay.
So once it's penetrated, that water goes in, gets into the wood and just goes, all the
Okay.
way through,
Sure.
Um, so
Kind of like
I
a
ended
like a
up,
house, like a leaky house. Just goes
yeah,
everywhere.
man, just
Yeah.
keeps going, so I went in, I ended up well, this is what I should have done in the very beginning, is just tore it all out, because it was all, no good. Because it was like, well, if I'm doing this, I might as well do that.
Yeah.
I found exhaust manifolds that, had leaked onto the engine mounts. So I'm like, well, get rid of those. The transom. I went ahead and bought a new engine, painted it a Porsche Racing yellow.
Cool.
I mean, I went all out,
Yeah. So this has been like a pet project, but you're into boating. You're also into mechanics. So it's sort of catering to a lot of different needs for you, like on on a fulfilling side.
Oh,
if you don't have a hobby, get one. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But and then with a boat, it's kind of cool because you get to reap the reward of taking your boat out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, just even the fiberglass side of things, I mean, I built the engine mounts, made those out of fiberglass, the transom, all the stringers, the floor. Cool. And then what I did, I'd actually fiberglass each individual piece. So now I'm at the part of putting it all together, so like cutting this floor out, I actually cut through it a little bit on a couple spots. I had met a guy who did a big sculpture out in front of the Evansville airport. It's like $100,000 sculpture. It's super cool. It's huge, man. I'll have to send you some pictures.
Yeah.
And I met him. He's in his, I think, 70s. He might be 80. And he's really opened a lot of light for me, just because I can see his creative side. And I mean, basically all he's done all of his life, is create these sculptures, and there was a couple I was going to paint. I didn't really have the time, so I just had my car painter take care of it. Did excellent job. He's taken me to a couple art shows, and man, like it's really, shown me another light of different finishes, and
you've been on your social. I've seen the floor stuff. So that's epoxy, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. So I've played around with floor stuff. I've done several floors.
Oh, really?
And countertops out of acrylic.
Cool. Yeah.
Backlit with LED.
That acrylic stuff's pretty cool too.
Acrylic's cool. It's all you get into it. And then the surface that I was doing was out of Elmer's glue, and it was translucent. Huh. And we figured out an entire way to light the countertop with a decking that had a detachable, so that you could remove the LED if you had an issue at some point. It was a challenge. It was a lot of LED lighting guy, electrician, countertop manufacturer, myself. It was a collaborative.
The LED thing, man, it will make things 5 times harder. That's like the piece that I actually wanted to show you guys today. I actually have it basically done. Just a huge epoxy piece. Was like, I'm just going to do a wood panel, paint it, and then I remember the artist of the sculpture that actually helped me on the boat. He taught me a little bit of gel coat stuff, because I cut through the boat. And so anyways, he had some real pearl that he had got overseas, and just gives me this big bag of pearl, pearlescent powder, and so I was like, okay, well, I can try to do some LED diffuser. So basically, I mean, you don't want to make it too much pigment in there, because then you can't really see the light. So that part was kind of tricky, but it worked out perfect.
Yeah, the translucency.
Yes.
So it's the same with the Fresco sealer.
Okay.
You're layering the Fresco sealer on. It has translucency. So if I put pearl metallic into the sealer, well, it gives it translucent.
Yes, that's the only way to actually do the pearl. That's like the car paint. A lot of people are like, oh, well, we're just gonna put some pearl into this color, and then they can't see the pearl, and they're like, what happened?
They needed more pearl.
No. just put it in the clear coat, which is like your sealer.
Right, right.
And that's what gives
and
it
then you
that
could shoot it over the top. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably, yeah, like a clear coat.
yeah, exactly.
Similar concept. And you could do
Yeah, yeah,
gold.
exact
You could
concept.
do warm silver. They have like Modern Masters makes 50, 60 different metallic paints that you could put into the sealer. Like they have flash
Yeah.
blue and flash gold where you walk by it,
Ooh,
like you could put it into your sealer, you walk
like
by it
iridescent.
and it flashes blue and pearl. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I've played with it before. It's really cool stuff.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
all that stuff. And then you get into the flooring. Um, which is challenging though because floors are a pain in the ass. Walls are also a pain in the ass, but they're a little more forgiving. Like, they don't quite get beat up, but like a floor, you're like, you're scooting a chair on it and they
Yeah,
just you have to be careful with that. It's all about like adhesion, and
right.
those layers. You clean it first or acid
Yep.
dash it, and then you
Yep.
got it. Then you have to have a good primer, and then those
Yep.
layers have to marry. Probably the same with the boat too. Like those layers really got to marry.
Yeah. So basically it's the same thing as the epoxy, but this was actually a polyester resin. So I had bought like $2,500, $3,000 worth of epoxy. It was like West Marine, I think it was. And
Okay.
this guy, he's like, well, this other stuff, polyester resin, is much more cheaper. That's what he uses for sculptures. I guess epoxy wouldn't stick to poly, but poly would stick to epoxy. But there's that 24-hour window,
Okay.
to where you got to sand it, which will give it that, I guess that bond, for your next coat,
Yeah.
and it kind of like reactivates it or
Mhm.
however, it scratches it, like a scratch.
Yeah, you kind of want to get a couple products that you're familiar with, that you practiced with, and then use those,
Yeah.
because it's so hard. There's so many different types and there's differences between resins and epoxies. But
Yeah. Absolutely.
I always like that piece behind me. That's the glue with epoxy over the top.
Okay. That's
And
cool.
then L bead.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, J bead, corner bead.
J channel.
I was using J channel originally for my art, and then
Uh,
over half-inch sheetrock, and then I actually started having a roofing manufacturer because it wasn't quite strong enough. I
yeah.
started having a roofing manufacturer. They'll make it, dude, out of a sheet of out of metal, out of a sheet of roofing metal. They'll like cut. I can get like for $30, I can get like 20 sticks of the stuff, 10 foot.
Really?
Yeah. A Metal Mart.
It looks pretty good. Oh, really? Huh. I never thought about stuff like that. I
Uh-huh.
mean,
So I
really,
got
that's what
into
it's all about,
I
really.
got in, but that's a piece of sheetrock. That's a piece of half
Really.
inch sheetrock cut.
That's pretty
So
cool.
I started using that as the canvas a long time ago, and I was just making artwork and stuff. But I love playing with different mediums for sure. We're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
off track a little bit.
Yeah.
We were talking about family. We got into boating. You came back. You had sort of a connective moment with your dad before he passed on. That's cool that you sort of got that time. It sounds like you guys sort of reconnected,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then from there you just sort of took the reins of the business.
Well, I mean, it was a different business. Uh, you know, he was about 3 hours away north,
Okay.
and we painted as well,
Oh,
which we
no.
added that on.
Cool.
We used to be shoot drywall, and then, but it was a different business. And then we moved over to an LLC and changed to shoot drywall, interiors and paint LLC.
Cool. And were you running the tools when at that time?
With my dad, not too much. I had
Okay.
actually learned a lot of the tools a, a little bit up in Denver. We did some
So
mostly.
was your dad old school, like pan and knife?
Well, actually, Hawk and Offset, and that's how I actually learned.
Cool. What kind
So
of offset? What kind of offset was he using?
I think we use. Gosh, I don't remember exactly. Well, I mean, I do remember. I think we got some Marshalltowns, but I think it was actually.
Was it a hide?
Well, Dad always would always use a 4-inch hide. Um, he would always keep that in his pocket for like angles. Well, we would run angles by hand, everything.
Crazy. Like one at a time, one at a time.
Yeah. And what's crazy is not even a year ago, I decided to try one of his mechanical heads because I still had one of his angle boxes because he had one. And
he had one, he just didn't use it.
he had it, didn't use it.
Weird.
And
these guys are salty, man. These old schoolers, like
they're old school, man. That's what I tell some people. Like sometimes I'd rather have someone with no experience. Because
totally, you can train them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have like a 12-year-old hide out in my truck and offset with like a rounded offset.
I think I've seen it at Charlotte. Did you bring it to Charlotte? Because there's one you had there.
Because I think I did.
It had a wood handle. It had a wood handle.
No, that's my 6-inch. That was I think that's a Craftsman. Okay. I've had that for like 25 years too. Yeah, it's all worn down.
What's the brand that the company we met in Charlotte that had the knives? I was talking to her about creating a blade. And this is when I was going to go with Chad up to Wisconsin to work on that barn.
Advanced? Was it advanced? Yeah, because they make a really nice offset blade now.
Yep.
They're like,
that's what I use. Like
really comfortable. Chad uses advanced rounded edge. Their rounded edge offset blades are really comfortable.
Right.
I still like the square edge. Round is nice if you're doing fresco, but the square edge if you're finishing.
Yes.
I didn't like the way the round edge knife feathered.
Yeah.
Corner bead.
Right. And that actually reminds me of another knife too. I can't think of the brand of it, but it's kind of like that. And that's what I had talked to Advanced. And then I had actually sent him a video because I was like, she needs to look at this. But how the very corner tip of the blade. So Jesse and I would cut our blades, like whatever we was picking corners with, we would cut that blade. The corner of the blade, once it goes straight for a long time, like that's just more risk of getting into the adjacent angle. So what I had talked to Advanced was showing them how Jesse and I would cut our blades where we was picking corners. So basically your corner blade would go up and then like basically just at a point right at your 45-degree top right angle.
Yeah.
of your knife, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yes.
Like so, but they make 6 inches that do that, right?
Well,
like PRC's new blades go straight out.
Well,
there's a name.
Though. It was still round. So basically it would go like this and then stop. That's how we would cut it. But most knives will go like this and then just keep going, and almost go back in, to where that adjacent angle, man, everybody will hit it, and, I mean, really it's all about
my old knife has been sanded down so much that it's lost that arc. So that's probably the reason why the older knives work better is because they're broken, but because you're like sanding down that surface.
Yeah.
So you guys are saying you take a smidge off of the blade, like a eighth of an inch.
I'd say probably like at least an inch. It just depends on what knives, but most knives will go. So they'll curve and they'll go up for a minute.
Yeah, they'll go up for a bit. Yeah. Okay, interesting. I still like the rounded corner versus the
Oh yeah,
straight.
me too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That just kind of misses a lot of mud when it's like that, you know. But when it's rounded and then stops at the very ultimate peak that it goes to, and then you cut, like, I mean, it makes doing those angles so good. Which I mean, I actually pick my angles with an 8-inch now, just because our mud runner, that's what it is, leaves quite a bit of mud, you know, and just, I mean, that 8, man, I just love an 8 picking
And
the corner.
you use an 8 offset.
No,
No.
not anymore. But I mean, yeah,
Okay.
8 offset would probably work really, really good too.
Yeah, because it keeps your hands out of there.
Yep, you can see.
This is why, it's kind of cool. It's interesting to hear different people's techniques and methods, but you were defiant. Your dad was not using the automatic tools, but you went to Denver. You're like, I'm going to learn these tools a little bit. So you learned the tools, came back to Evansville, and you had a little bit of knowledge of the tool. Were you using all the tools?
At least for the most part, yeah. Um, I came back. So basically, I started switching more over to the tools in Denver. I became a foreman up there. Um, I'd actually got carpal tunnel. So it got to the point where, like, I could only use tools, you know, and then we had
Yeah.
another crew that would come in. So basically, we would run all of the auto, and then the hand workers would come in and then do what they had to do. So basically, we run tools, and then our hand guys, our crew finishers, would
Yeah.
come in and run things by hand, and it all just depended on the foreman whether they wanted
Yeah.
to run, you know, the angle heads, or they wanted, you know, the guys to run, you know, by hand, because we had like
Well,
four.
people poo-poo the idea of like skimming out after the box, but it really makes it look nice. I mean, you can make it look really nice with just the box, but like if you can afford it and you got a dude extra hand and you can have somebody like just skim over that thing
Oh
behind
yeah,
you,
oh yeah, oh
it
yeah.
really makes
Yep.
it tight. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But and some crews can have that, some don't, The crew
Right.
I worked with in Crested Butte all ran the banjo, and I was like, they'd
Yeah,
have two banjos going.
yeah, yeah. And that's what my dad would use was the banjo. I mean, he was fast. He wasn't,
Yeah,
but not as fast as the bazooka. I mean, sorry.
no, even the fastest
Oh,
banjo guy,
yeah, nah, sorry. You know,
and you get blisters. I
yeah.
mean, you get a little blister with that bazooka, but once you figure out the bazooka, you kind of know. And I would even like stop. I would stop and pull that tape back and fill it for the dude wiping down.
Just
'Cause
in case. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'd have them running back in the day. Very cool. And so you were using what kind of tools were you using?
I use North Star. That's
Okay.
what I use. Um, I'm kind of on strike with them a little bit. So
Why?
I had to pay like $50 or $60. It was something crazy just for a little piece to keep my freaking tape roll on
Yeah,
my bazooka.
yeah. They're proud.
You know, I mean, I have like 3 North Star bazookas. I don't know.
I've heard they're struggling a little bit, maybe to keep up, or I don't know. I don't know what's going on with North Star. They're just like
They
the
they
Phantom
owe
company that's like, I don't know. It's
they
hard in
owe
this.
Al's taping tools. That's what I heard.
Ooh, we're getting some juice now. North Star owes Al's taping tools.
You know,
You got to pay up. It's Chad.
I'll say it. I mean,
Chad's got all the insider information.
Al's is great. I really like those guys out there.
Do they owe him tools?
No, so I guess Al's had collected, might have, might have, might have collected funds or something in regards, because it was, I guess, North Star's promise to be able to deliver these tools, like they was going to be there. And I
Sure.
guess it never came, because it was just, I guess, just so backed up.
Yeah, I'm dealing with issues right now getting product up to Bart's, which I'm excited for in Alberta. But yeah, the Canada stuff. I have the palette, the tools. It would be like that. I
Right.
couldn't get, or that I was so behind that I could. But the palette's ready, the product's all sitting there. I'm just like looking. I'm trying to figure out how to get the crap up there. I'm ready to like throw it in a car and just like I did in Effingham, just drive the shit up. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just take the 2 days, the 4 days, and drive it up to Alberta. Like screw it,
Boy.
But that's a lot. That's a
That,
long,
yes. That's
you
a
know.
cruise.
I'd rather take the month and figure out how the hell to get this shit up there cheap and fast, and then I can
Yeah.
take care of CSR. I can take care of, and maybe just have those two locations in Canada, and then we're working on other locations. Speaking of
Yep.
locations, have you used Nieberge there to get Fresco at all?
No, no, I actually forgot all about that.
They got it, man. They got it in
Have
stock.
have they got that black?
I don't think they have Midnight Dave, but they have Galtiero. I think they have some Galtiero. Mike just bought some Midnight Dave. That's a specialty, but Bart bought all 80 colors. Like I was like, dude, just you're gonna, people want a choice of all the
Yeah,
colors. You
exactly.
have to carry, 40 was great for a
Yeah.
while. You got to
Right.
have all 80, even the expensive, big, rich colors. Like you're gonna have a client that's like, I want that Sukmani Rain
Oh yeah.
badass purple. And even if you got to charge an extra $100 or whatever for the
Right.
job, it doesn't matter, man. Like that
No.
purple, those rich colors are awesome.
Yes.
Um, you've done a little bit of Fresco. You got a toe in. Are you trying to sell it? Where are you at with all that?
Um. Well, kind of at. Well,
Likes, dislikes.
I haven't worked with the Fresco yet.
I thought you had. I thought you did a job or something.
No. No, I was going to do that bathroom,
Okay.
but I didn't.
Oh, that's
Was last
okay.
minute. Was last minute rush,
That
and
was so you reached out to me and you're like, "Hey man, can you get product here? I don't know how to order." Because
yeah,
generally it's like, well, you could have also like went to Effingham too, or ordered from,
but they didn't have that midnight day though.
they didn't have the Midnight Dave, and I was like, yeah, I can get it out tomorrow,
Yep.
2 day. If it's a
Yep.
medium size one rate, we can 2 day it to you. I'll
Yep.
bill you on the side. Like, let's get it going, man.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah, all good. They were. It sounded like they were on the fence though, but you were close. That was a close sale.
Yeah. Well. We're actually supposed to do the laundry room, and plus I got my office up, so I really want to do. I
There
might
you
do
go.
all of it, but I don't really have a whole lot of room on two sides. But my main wall, I could absolutely do something with.
Yeah, yeah, just an accent wall or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's like super beneficial just to do a wall and get the feel, you know,
Right. Right.
have that
Absolutely.
experience. But very
Absolutely.
cool. So you're dabbling a little bit still, but
Oh yeah.
what is your main source of income right now? Is it new construction or is it remodel?
I'd say remodel for sure.
Okay.
Remodel and repairs. Um, I mean, that's basically what we really specialize in, that and like moisture damages, making sure they're resealed correctly, I just like the in and out kind of thing,
Yeah.
just a lot of competition with the new construction. And I
Yeah.
only try to compete with myself, you know. Um, I mean, I know the value that we are capable of bringing and what we do bring to the table. So I never try to, barter with someone, just because I'm well aware of the value that we do bring, and just the satisfaction that the customers have really secures that,
That is a tough one, man. I see videos on it on social media. I talk about it with people on the Drywall Podcast. I deal with it in my own, charging enough, charging too much, this and that. I mean, I bring a tremendous value to the table, and
Yeah.
it's hard. I oftentimes am like, even if it's a friend, it's like, am I charging too much?
Yeah.
Like Grant was like my friend, that office I just posted. The entry to that office is ugly, bumpy entryway. And then we did over like tongue and groove wood, So they had done a remodel on an exterior porch. And it was like, super bumpy exterior surface to tongue and groove. The contractor dude that I'm working with, he pulled all the trim, because then they put like quarter
Right.
round everywhere. It's all undulated. So bringing all that to a level surface, I charged him the regular rate. And then, the ceiling was skip trowel. And Robbie was like, there's a couple little patches on the ceiling. Well, it's like, I had the sheets of fiber fuse. So easy just to like,
There
and
you go.
I was using the mud skip as well, which
Yeah.
this last job, the mud skip, now I've been using this crap for like 6 months, like heavy vetting. Does this work? Does it not work? All that stuff. Like I'm just the same as any other drywaller. But to my credit, I will keep using a product, and they've been nice enough to send me some product to use. I'll make a video occasionally. But this last job, being able to hit those patches and then go over them again, was really key. And I don't give a shit what they're putting in that stuff. I dump the crap in. The mud still keeps. It doesn't go off. It doesn't screw up the color. None of that. I was able to, run like fiber fuse and then go over the top of it. Or I had like weird sections where I had to like mess with it as I was doing my base coat of Fresco. So it worked really well.
Right.
But Grant was like, I think the ceiling was like $560 or something, to Fresco it. Add it onto the bill. And he was like, do you think it's worth it? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, 560.
Yes, I think it's worth it. I'm skimming your ceiling 3 times, smoothing out the ceiling. Even at the end of the day, like if you want to paint it, your texture's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Plus
there's
you're
that.
paying that. You're paying that. I mean, especially if you want it smooth.
And it was nice for me because I was already there, so it added a little bit onto the bill. I didn't charge him extra for all the prep work and the entryway, which I normally would have.
Mm-hmm.
But certain projects are tougher than others, and it's hard to charge, and it's like because you want the money. I want to get the job too.
Yeah.
All of
something that I kind of hit my head on this morning. Your biggest competition is not the person charging less. Your biggest competition is the person charging more.
I like it.
You know what I mean?
That could be your pearl of wisdom.
That's it.
Let me see here. The biggest. Say it again.
Your biggest competition is not the person charging less. Your biggest competition is the person charging more.
All right. Now, let's elaborate. Why to you would the person charging more be your biggest competitor?
Because they're winning. A person that works for 2 weeks for something that you could charge a week for and be able to deliver and brand yourself accordingly. Like our branding is, I couldn't ask for a better brand that has really been developed. Each person is really branding themselves, and the person, charging more, they are able to deliver, they aren't thinking about all their stuff at home that they have to be taken care of. Their 110% focus is there on the project, giving what they said that they are going to give, And I mean, there's been times where, I mean, I always give a price range, you know, I mean, even sometimes my paperwork have a price range, but if I can say that that's going to be $100 less, you know, like they're a customer for life, you know.
Interesting. Yeah, good customer service for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always like too, like with my sales, I'm like, hey man, you're getting the inventor of the stuff. Like I came up with this stuff. Like essentially developed the system. I figured out how to do it. I've done 1 million square feet. And it's like, who am I really convincing? Am I convincing them or am I convincing myself like of my worth? It's like, who gives a shit, dude? This is what it costs. You don't want to do it? Don't do it.
Yeah.
Like I can't waste my time. I'm done wasting my time.
Yeah. Yep. And absolutely. I mean, nobody wants to tap dance. What I suggest is getting a good sales coach. Being able to really realize your worth. And like I said, I mean, yes, the sales and those customers are harder to find, but when they see your confidence, you know, I mean, everybody wants to make sure that their money's going towards something. And it's your job to be confident enough for them to see the value. And really, they always get it from how confident you are. I mean, because most of the time you're not selling the product. You're selling yourself.
Yeah. I've found that too. It's because people have a hard time selling Fresco Harmony. Well, they've never sold it before. I also took the same strategy of selling Fresco Harmony into selling retailers. Well, it's the same, man. These retailers that sell drywall products, why the fuck wouldn't you sell a color joint compound system? It makes no sense. But I have to come into that with dude, people are going to buy it. This stuff is selling at these other locations. If you're excited about it, we can make it happen.
Yeah.
But it's the same going into a sale with Fresco Harmony. At the first, I was like, I didn't have the confidence to sell a project. Now I'm like, dude, I can't imagine this space without Fresco Harmony.
People fear the unknown. I think what would do the industry great for Fresco, I think a virtual kind of thing would be game changing. You know, I think Sherwin or Home Depot, I know Sherwin-Williams I used to, I think they still do, but it don't work very good. But just being able to take a picture, and then put that on their wall, to where they can look at it and kind of see, hey, it's going to look like that.
Yeah. Well, samples are they're more important than a portfolio. They can look at it, feel it, and be like,
yes.
Oh, really? Is that texture wall is going to look like this? And it's like, yeah, it'll look like that. When we get done going over the top of that texture, it's, and you don't need 20 samples. You just need 5.
Right, exactly.
I have 7 or 8 samples in my car of different colors, maybe the sanded and non-sanded, and a couple little, and you want to keep it simple too. Here's the color.
Not give them too many options either.
Couple of finishes, and if you're already thinking about smoothing out your wall, we're not going to have to paint.
Right. Yep.
And that's what I need to get. It'll look amazing.
A portfolio, a binder where I can, show the 5.
And you need to get that job under your belt too. Once you get a job, it's like, oh, okay.
Yep.
And then each job you get a little bit more confidence.
Right.
Type of thing.
Just like with anything else.
Yep. It's a process. It's really cool though. It's cool I just talked with Call Jamie yesterday. He's working on his next sale, so he's got a couple jobs under his belt already. Posts a shitload,
Is he working with Fresco now? Cool.
Tons,
cool.
Tons, making videos like crazy.
I met him through Mudskip.
Okay.
Mudskip is they've become a sponsor.
Okay.
and we're gonna put them on our shirts and all that. And
Cool.
Paul
And
Hardison.
you use the mud
Yes.
skip. You
Yep.
like it.
Yep. I did try to use
Because
that.
Chad's still like a naysayer. He's like, eh.
I think Chad's kind of more of an old school, a little bit.
He's resistant on some things, but he went through the whole plaster gamut. Like he,
Yeah.
really learned. Like he did Fresco, and then he went through all these different plasters, and he came back to Fresco. Like he's been
Yeah.
open, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's probably certain areas where he's like really,
Reserve. He's like,
reserved.
well,
Yeah.
I want to see it. I think he's, I don't know. I just,
Well, with
I
the
gave,
mud skip, my experience was like, dude, you got to do it. I've been using it and using it. The first job we used it on, I used like 20 bags, and I was like, this stuff doesn't do anything. But it was like this last job, I was like, God, I'm so glad I had the mud
yeah,
skip because it's like I'm not fighting that mud not curing.
not being
Is
right. Yeah. I mean,
it's
it's magic. I mean, yeah, I
like it
love it.
makes
You know,
normally I'd be fighting this, because sometimes, especially on the second coat, I'll thin the mud down, but instead of it being thin, it was like more, just way more workable on the
yeah,
undulate
yeah,
on the rough surfaces.
yeah, because it doesn't start separating. You know what I mean? I mean, as far as, mud kind of, it does this weird thing. I mean, it's like the paper bead. Man, I love mud skip with the paper bead. I love it.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was using, because you have these like weird corners. So I was using whatever fast edge I want to call it. It's like the
Fast edge,
roll
yeah.
comes in the roll.
Max. Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. It's just okay because it would flare out in some sections,
Yeah.
because I was just using mud to hold it on.
Yeah.
And I could cut those out, hit it, fibofuse, and
Yeah.
just as I'm going, just keep
The
cruising.
staples work good too. Just make sure there's some mud back behind it.
Well,
But
it was
yeah,
like
staples work
it
good.
was like an exterior bumpy stucco plaster surface.
Ugh.
Like Staples wouldn't, I was
Yeah.
thinking I should have used M3 adhesive would have actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I like a fast contact, like a contact glue almost. I actually will add a little bit of weld bond to my stuff, a little bit.
Oh, there you go.
So it's
Smart.
just little
Yeah.
like tricks.
If you have surfaces where it's like hard to get it to adhese or you can't use staples, I mean,
Yeah.
but that's also where that mud skip, man, it created a more powerful bonding joint compound than regular all purpose because
Right. Right.
I did the entire base coat. I used Quickset. It's like, okay, Quickset has its place, but then when I went into the color, it just gave it that little bit of strength,
That,
and then
yeah.
I doubled down. I used the conditioner and
Oh, really?
yeah,
I've not used a conditioner yet.
it's
I
on
actually have
smooth.
some,
It
but
makes it very plaster-esque, it's
okay.
cool. Yeah, it's
Huh.
weird.
Right. I'm gonna have to play with it.
I think those guys listen to a lot of episodes. He's always like, did you mention mud skip? And it's like, yeah, I'm talking about it with people. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to get to the bottom of it, just like everybody else.
Oh yeah.
I want to bring our listeners the valuable content. I want
Yep.
honest information.
Yep.
There are people that haven't seen the value. There's people that are taking a shit on it and they've never used it. It's like go use
Yeah.
the shit.
Yeah.
I've used it for 6 months. They've supported me. I've helped support them
Yep.
like
Yep.
it should be in this
Oh yeah.
industry. And before you take a shit on somebody's product, try it.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, keep your mouth
Exactly.
shut,
Shut up. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's how I am. I mean,
Oh,
I was on the fence, but I was eager to know. But you don't know until, you get your feet wet. So
was it at the AWCI that you first saw it?
yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I think I had heard about it a little bit prior.
Okay.
And then I hooked in with Paul and
Cool.
the owner. I can't think of her name.
Sheila.
Sheila. That's what I was thinking. And yeah, we just carried on, and we just did a VP suite for Deaconess. That's our hospital here. About 500 sheets, give or take. And we actually used it on all the beads. And
I mean, there's, it adds cost. It adds a little bit of cost. I think it's kind of minimal for what the product does.
right.
In retrospect, I think I used it on the base coat though, because my base coat needed to be heavy
Yes.
and it needed to be sculptural. Like the surfaces that I was doing, like undulating, weird, bulbous, not straight, and I needed to have that fluidity, that sculptural aspect of it. So it kind of created that all-purpose mud to be more sculptural.
And that stuff works really good
shrink.
with all-purpose too.
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't use it at all with the Quickset. I did fibofuse, so I'd lay it out on the thick surface, and then I'd do a sheet of fibofuse, and then skim it out with the Quickset over the top, like wallpaper. Just
See, I actually use Weld Bond with my Quickset.
Oh wow!
Only with fibofuse. Well,
you use water, but
water
you just put in like how much Weld Bond would you put in with like a full bag?
Usually 10%.
It's just like 8 ounces. Dump in like 8 ounces.
Just a little bit, I mean, I'll basically just put a line in there, in the pan. I mean, that's how I mix it. It's just in there, or just
I'm talking about I'm talking about a bucket. I was using 90-minute. I was mixing up 2 buckets at a time.
Yeah, well, I mean, heck, that's the way to do it though with that mud skip, because I mean it prolongs stuff, big time.
Do you think? So you're saying mud skip in the Quickset would prolong the longevity of the Quickset? I mean, I was using people poo-poo 90-minute too, but if I'm doing 2 full batches, I want plenty of time to run my shit.
For sure. Yeah, well,
very good.
Well, I mean, it's like 5-minute mud, the Quickset. I mean, that stuff acts more like 20-minute.
Yeah,
without the mud skip,
Yeah, it's tricky to use those, but if you get good at mixing up some 5-minute. It makes patches really easy.
Oh, yeah.
But you can they're touting the same thing with mud skip. You can do your tape patch and then, put a fan on it. And then a little while later, I would still use the 5-minute Quickset on the base coat, tape it, and then use the mud skip all purpose on the second and third coat when I'm skimming more so.
Oh, really?
I mean, just because those deep areas, like I like the way the Quickset, hardens up.
Doesn't shrink.
Very good. Good conversation. This is a finisher's conversation that we had here today with Brandon. Shoot, we learned a little bit about you and your dad, like running the tools and stuff like that. Great conversation, man. I really appreciate your time coming on the Drywall Podcast. Do you listen to the podcast?
I have a couple times.
This was a good episode. Different people like different things. We had Sunil with Drywall Masters on, and we talked about like the history of the tools and the history of his family and Tape Master, and they get bought out by Ames, like all those background. Totally different conversation than practical application methods like we had, like you and I had. But I think a lot of drywallers that listen, drywall finishers that listen, love this conversation about practical application methods, the mud skip. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. I'm not just saying that. Like this last job, really, I turned the corner. Like I was like, okay, like I like this shit. Like, especially in the second coat, I could see it every time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more of I'm not really a big fan of sanding the mud skip. Like I will do a fibofuse, 5-minute mud skip, a little bit of Weld Bond because I like that adhesive in there. I'll tape it and then I will coat it with 5-minute.
Okay.
And then I will turn around and or 20-minute, just kind of depends on how big the patch is. But I will add that mud skip in there, and that gets that ready for that second coat, and then I'll throw that on there. I'll get that dry, and then I'll throw on my lightweight. You know, Mirko, they had we had connected.
Okay.
And I've really been liking their lightweight stuff there.
Okay.
With that.
Okay.
You know, so sending that stuff out.
You connected with Mirko at the Build 25.
Yep.
And you tried some of their shit and you liked it.
Yep. I went ahead and got a pallet. Just try it out. So
nice. Good for you. They sent you a pallet. Cool. They're like, we'll send you a pallet.
Yeah. I'm like, you know, I have room. So
yeah, smart.
It's worked out good. Worked out really good. It stands
you
out
like it. Okay. All right. Well, shout out to Mirko. I got to get those guys on, talk to those guys a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know, maybe collab on.
A dude named Brandon. I can send you some contact.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Shoot. Yeah, thanks for coming on the show today. What else? What else are we going to say? You gave a really good pearl. I like that. The person charging more, watch out for that dude. Yep. Or be inspired by that dude and raise your prices or up your game. Yep. They're setting the bar, so to speak. But I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, man. Send me photos and pictures. And yeah, this was a good episode.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, brother.
All right, man. See you.
Bye. Huge shout out to Brandon Shoot of Shoot Drywall for being with us on the Drywall Podcast today. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and all of your insight. Have a hankering to come onto the Drywall Podcast. You can reach out to me anytime at info@frescoharmony.com. I'd love to hear from you. Let's get your story. Huge shout out to East Coast Drywall Tools for sponsoring the Drywall Podcast in the month of September. It's because of sponsors like East Coast Drywall Tools that I am able to bring you fun drywall shows like the one you just listened to. East Coast Drywall Tools has over 35 years of experience servicing automatic tools, repairing most major brands, including Drywall Master, Tape Tech, Level 5, Columbia, Blue Line, and Tape Pro. You'll be kept in the loop throughout the repair process, and you could always call for questions and updates. If you're interested, visit them at eastcoastdrywall.com for tools or more information on their repair systems. Thank you so much for choosing the Drywall Podcast today for your listening pleasure. I hope you enjoyed this interview. Join us next week. Who do we got? Regional Sales Manager Oscar Acosta with Panel Ray. We talk about mud and stuff. It's super cool. And our first person from Mexico, so that's pretty awesome. Tune in every Friday for new badass episodes with all your favorite people in the drywall industry. If you're heading into the weekend, I hope you have an awesome weekend. If you're heading into the week, I hope you have an awesome week. Regardless, keep drywalling.